Have you recently lost your spouse? Our heart goes out for you. Accept our condolences. In today's video, we're going to talk about a very important topic that relates to those who have lost their spouses. You are welcome to Taxes Made Simple, Brief and Made Bigger on Stanfield's Tax Services. Follow us on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Rambo for more informational videos. In today's video, we are going to talk about qualifying surviving spouse filing status. So what is qualifying surviving spouse filing status? So this is a tax status that is aimed at providing tax relief to individuals that have lost their spouses. So this filing status allows these individuals to use the tax rates and standard deduction as if they were married filing jointly, or as if they are filing jointly with their spouse. And this is something that can be used, or this filing status can be used for up to 2 years after the passing of their spouse, and the surviving spouse remain unmarried. Now, to qualify to elect this filing status as qualifying surviving spouse filing status, there are some eligibility criteria that you must meet. And we have 5 eligibility criteria that you must meet all these 5 criteria to be able to elect this filing status as qualifying surviving spouse filing status, which is QSS. So let us now dive into the eligibility criteria. You must be eligible to be filing jointly in the year of death. So in the year that your spouse died, you must be eligible to file marriage filing jointly in that year. So and then number 2 is that you must look at the timing of death of your spouse. So if your spouse died in the year 2021, you qualify to elect the qualifying surviving spouse filing status up to 2 years. So if a spouse died 2021, you can claim this filing status for 2022 and 2023. So the timing of the death is also very important. And also one important thing is that you must remain unmarried during those periods that you qualify to elect this filing status. So a spouse who passed away in 2021, in that 2021 you qualify to file your tax and elect the filing status as married filing jointly. But in 2022 you qualify for the qualifying surviving spouse filing status, and also the same applies to 2023. But after 2023, if you still qualify based on the qualification rule on the head of household, then you can elect the head of household status while filing your taxes. Now the third eligibility criteria is that you must have a dependent child that will qualify you to claim this filing status. So if you have a child that is your own child or your stepchild, you qualify that you can use on your tax document as a dependent, then you can qualify for this filing status, that is qualifying surviving spouse filing status. And also the fourth one is that the residence of that dependent child, you must provide the resident of that dependent child for you to be qualified to use this filing status as qualifying surviving spouse filing status. So a child must live with you for the entirety of his life for you to be able to qualify for this. And then the last one is the household cost. So you must provide more than half of the household cost for this dependent child for you to be able to qualify to use this qualifying surviving spouse filing status. So the child that stays with you must provide more than half of the household cost in maintaining the house for which the child lives. Now let us look at a scenario where this applies, a practical scenario. So in a case where Jane lost her husband in the year 2021, and then Jane has a dependent child that he provides accommodation for, and also provide household costs for this dependent child, and Jane remained unmarried throughout the year 2022, then this Jane qualify to elect the filing status, that is qualifying surviving spouse filing status, because he remained unmarried, he has a dependent child, and he provide the household expenditure for the child, and the time of death of the husband is 2 years. So she qualified to elect this filing status. Now let us also look at some unique situation where you can still elect this filing status. So these special cases are, let's say if you have a child was born or died during the tax year, you may still qualify to elect this filing status. So if you have a child or you gave birth to a child during the tax year of which you are a surviving spouse, a qualified surviving spouse, you can qualify to elect this filing status. So, and also if a child that you gave birth to died during that year that you are still a qualifying surviving spouse, you still qualify to elect this filing status as your tax filing status. Then the next also is that if a child is placed in your care, that means if you have lawfully adopted a child in the tax year, you qualify to elect this filing status as your tax filing status. And then the third one is that if your child that you have that qualifies you to elect the qualifying surviving spouse filing status has been kidnapped from you, then you also qualify to still elect this filing status. So for this qualification, IRS, you must meet the IRS qualification, and also the law enforcement have to attest that the child was forcibly taken from you by somebody other than your family member. So these are the specific rules for which you can elect this filing status as a qualifying surviving spouse filing status. So now let us look at the benefits of you electing this filing status. Why is it important for people that have lost their spouse? So it is very important for them because it grants them a very big relief of you electing or selecting the higher standard deduction of $29,200. So the tax-free money is higher as compared to a single filer or head of household. So this is one of the important, or one of the benefits of you electing this filing status if you fall into this category. And also you have a favorable tax rate. So the tax rate for you as a qualifying surviving spouse is the same as the married filing jointly tax rate, which is more favorable as compared to single filer or head of household filing status. So these are the benefits of selecting this and of using this to be able to help alleviate some of the financial burdens on the individuals that have lost their spouse and then they are struggling with the loss and also with their financial issues. So if you know that you qualify for this, gather your documents and also see a tax expert or a tax advisor, a tax professional like myself, and let us help you to be able to navigate the tax season stress-free. Thank you for watching, and remember to follow us and like and share our channels on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and also on Rumble for more informational videos like this. And this is Taxes Made Simple, Refund Made Bigger. And this ends the filing status series that we have done throughout the month. This ends it, and we're going to go into another video which will come up next week. So be on the lookout for another important video. Thank you for watching, and see you.